Hi, and welcome to Sunday Segue, coming to you straight out of the UK, and boy, what a show we have for you tonight. Let's get things started. Tonight's contest will be a triple threat match. Introducing first, coming to you live from Newport, Wales, weighing 161 pounds, the technical and sound engineer, Sugar, the Gallon Sugar, Shoot! Next up, we have a man, Bristol born and bred, with countless hours of ring experience, weighing in at 175 pounds, our wrestling wrestler, the human highlight reel, E2J! And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the No Twitter fan coming to you straight out of Bristol, England, weighing in at 168 pounds, your host, Kenny Killer!
Alright everyone, and welcome to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. This is episode 9. I am the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the one man, no Twitter fan, Kenny Killer, and you know I'm always kicking it with the gal them Sugar, Shugs.
Yo.
And don't you ever forget the human highlight reel himself, Mr. E2J.
Hey, yo.
And we have a very special guest today, and you just better figure there ain't nothing bigger than the Big Mac himself.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's happening, Big Mac? Nice to have you on the show, bro.
Thanks, man.
All right, so what I want to do right now is just quickly just give a shout out to Mr. Jason Clarkson. He's the guy behind the intro, so big up to Mr. Clarkson. Yeah, you're finally on the show. You made the pack. Done now.
Exactly. All it took was a drunken, abusive phone call to get on the show. So all you listeners out there, if you can get some drunken abuse falling your way, you might get on the show.
Standard. You might, we might find out where you are and still give you a little net back, but just know that it, kind of threatening does get you a long way. So I'm gonna go through the normal way you can kind of get us at. You can follow us on Twitter. It's a Sunday at Sunday Segue. The Segue spelled SEGUE. Reach us on the blog, the Sunday Segue .blogspot.co.uk. Also look on our old episodes on YouTube, on Podomatic. You can also catch us on email, sundaysegue@gmail.com. And for all you people that have mobiles, you can download us on the Double Twist player. So download it, player. It's very early for us this morning. We all was out or up watching UFC or boxing. So, excuse the yawns, excuse the morning coughs, because right about now, we all got a juice next to us just to make sure our throats is clear. So, we're just going to go straight into it. Deadly Dirtsheet. People
wait. Hold up. Mike needs to do his introduction. He's a new member of the show. He's a guest. He needs to give us his best wrestler, all time, best wrestler current, and do that Fandango-ish.
Yeah, shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that favorite wrestler of all time?
Yeah, favorite wrestler. You got to do your favorite wrestler of all time, your favorite current wrestler, and then you got to do your best Fandango impression. But start off with the Fandango impression, bro.
Fandango.
Hey,
yes, Big Mac.
That is not bad. That is decent. That is decent.
Favorite wrestler at the moment. It's a tough one because it's a credit to himself, but I'm thinking Undertaker at the moment. That's tough to say to everyone else, but since Mania, he's been the guy I want to see wrestling. You know what I mean? But it's a bit fair to some of the new guys. You can't go wrong in the Shield at the moment. But I'm thinking Roman Reigns. He's everyone's sleeping on him a bit because he's not from the Indies and etc. But he's the guy for me. Okay. All time, Stone Cold for me.
Stone Cold. Hey,
yeah.
We agree with that, brother.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah. All right. Well, sorry for my little mishap there. We don't get it right all the time. And the funny thing is, I did the same thing last week. All right, deadly dirt sheet time, people. As we all know, Owen Hart died at No Mercy, 99. He passed away. It's 14 years. This week it was 14 years since he passed away. Guys, I'm just gonna go through you each. Shugs, what is your best Owen Hart memory?
I probably the memory that sticks in my mind is like the Stone Cold match. Whether it's for a good reason or bad reason, but that is like my overriding memory. The pile driver and Stone Cold's head hitting the mat, and every time you see it, it gives you a little wince.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was it. And obviously like the blue blazer when he was doing that, but obviously that's what led to him like dropping into the ring and stuff. But yeah, that's probably my overriding memory. The actual match, the IC match against Stone Cold when he injured his neck.
E2J, your favorite Owen Hart memory?
SummerSlam 94.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Steel cage match.
Yeah, brother versus brother. I like that, and you get the rest of the family coming out after, flipping out, going crazy. That's one of my favorite Owen Hart moments. But yeah, I liked his feud with Austin. I liked it when he became the Black Heart originally in WWF. Obviously, he did end up breaking Stone Cold's neck, but yeah, man, 94 King of Hearts when he was proper heel.
Okay, Big Mac, what's your best Owen Hart memory?
See, mine's a bit different. Obviously, I'm a bit younger than you guys, so I can't quite remember everything from his earlier days. But just before he passed, when he was teaming with Jeff Jarrett, when they was messing around with each other, and when he was heel, it was just good chance for him to get on the mic and be more of a character. It's just a shame it was cut short. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel you on that one. My favorite Owen Hart memory is there's kind of two. The main one is I think it was Survivor Series 94 maybe when Bret Hart lost to Bob Backlund, and Owen Hart had he had the towel, and he went to his mum and he was crying. He was like, "Mom, throw the towel in the ring. Bret's in the chicken wing and shit." And Bret was all fucked up in the chicken wing. And he just threw the towel in. The mum threw the towel in, and he ran to the back. And he was like, "Woo! I'm the only Hart."
And your history, Bret. And I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Don't you forget it, brother. Woo!
Yeah. But there's another one when Bret Hart, I think it was Royal Rumble 94, Bret Hart and Owen Hart, they got over their differences, and they were tagging against the Quebecers for the tag titles. And Bret Hart, Big Eagle or whatever, kind of took over the match. And all I remember is Owen Hart going backstage, with Todd Pendleton, whatever his name is.
Pettingill.
That's why. Yeah, Pettingill, that's it, yeah. That's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
And that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
That's why I kicked your leg out of your leg. I'll never forget that promo. But yeah, sad, it's sad. And hopefully we get Owen in the Hall of Fame. The next news piece. Sami Zayn, otherwise known as Mr. El Generico himself, made his WWE NXT debut this week. And all I'm going to say to you people out there is you better watch it, because he first faces off against Kurt Hawkins. He deals with him. Then he comes out to an open challenge from Cesaro, and he has one of the sickest matches with Cesaro. And lo and behold, the next week, I've seen the spoilers, next week he has an even better match, which goes about 15 minutes. So people... El Generico is here. I mean, E2J, what do you think about El Generico finally making it, man? Because you've seen the match.
Well, yeah, now I've seen that match. Like, what else do you want to say, really, man? Like, if they don't move with him, then they're slipping horribly. Like, I thought they were slipping a bit with Cesaro. Obviously, it makes sense why they had him drop the title now, give it to Kofi for Ambrose and the Shield. But, yeah, Sami Zayn, man, both matches on NXT, this guy can go. He can. He's something new. It's like they got a load of talented up-and-comers coming in, and it's the next generation. They just need, literally, the talent is there. It's just It's just booking them right. It's just doing something with them now because it is there for them. Like WWE can take this to a whole new level. Definitely with Sami Zayn.
Yeah, they just gotta go the right way, like you said. Big Mac, do you think that he'll be able to, El Generico will be able to get across without his actual, El Generico gimmick, without the mask?
At first, I was a bit curious about how it'd go. I mean, you see some of his promos in the Indies, and he obviously has the gimmick where he can't speak English properly. But I caught one of his promos for NXT, and it was actually impressed me. I think he's more ready than we know, so I'm looking forward to it personally.
Okay. Next news piece, and the final news piece, is in the spoilers in NXT, we now have a new NXT champion. Yes, people, Big E has got beaten, and Shugs, Big E has got beaten by the chick-like lookalike, bloody Bo Dallas. It's impossible.
No, I can smell him. Like lizards do.
Oh, you mean Dr. Kurt Connors, the fucking lizard?
Oh my fucking...
This guy, man, this guy. I hate him. I actually hate Bo Dallas and his fucking mangina. It's just like, but why do they like him? Why do they like him? You tell me.
He is so shit compared to his brother.
I can see why they like Ryback, because he's a big dude, and he's this big thing. So we're gonna push him. Vince McMahon loves all these steroid freaks. So yeah. What is the reason they like this? Who just looks like he just came out, then rolled in his mummy's leg when she was pushing out Bray Wyatt.
And his finisher, man. Oh, come on, man. Belly to belly suplex. What the hell is this? The 90s? Come on, dude. At least, why didn't they give the shit to Corey Graves, man? At least he's got some move called the 13th step.
How much product is in his hair? That's what I want to know. How much product is in his hair? How much Christmas dry is this motherfucker got in his hair?
His hair looked wet. It looked like Christmas dry and VO5 put together. You should have given some of that to Zack Ryder last week. Anyway, that's the end of the Deadly Sheet. We're going to go right now into the Extreme Rules discussion. So what I want to do, we're going to have a kind of round table thing, and I want guys to kind of talk about their highlights and their biggest disappointments of Extreme Rules. Shugs, what was your highlight and your biggest disappointment? And guys, just, chip in if you want after as well.
So I think obviously the highlight was just the Shield, getting a bit of payoff where they got the US title and then they got the tag team titles finally. So I think that was the best part of the night, that they actually got what they've been working for, or if actually the angle's actually going somewhere rather than just doing these run-ins, doing these tacks. They've actually got a bit of a bit of reward for all their hard work and for actually being the focus of wrestling for the past 6 months, really.
Yeah. E2J, what was your biggest highlight of the night?
Yeah, I agree with that. I would say the same thing. I think the finish to the Cena Ryback match was good. I think they played that well. I definitely think they should have stressed it more though, on Raw. But
we know he's gonna have some kind of
next week, innit? But I mean, yeah, the Shield definitely the Shield winning. I think I did mark out as soon as Ambrose won the strap. I in the back of my mind, I knew it's right, these guys are gonna get pushed. They want to push these guys. I was just hoping that they did it right. And to be honest, obviously, even though Sheamus obviously beat Mark Henry, overall I was happy, man, because fucking you got to go with the Shield. You got to give them belts. They got it now, and hopefully they're just gonna get thrust into the top spot. They pretty much been holding the top spot at the moment. Everyone's into the Shield, so just let them roll with it.
Big Mac, did you catch Extreme Rules? And if you did, what was your biggest highlight?
Yeah, I managed to catch it. It was a good pay-per-view overall, but I did quite like the steel cage match, to be honest. I mean, the crowd just don't seem to be into Brock Lesnar versus Triple H when it comes to the matches. I don't know. I wouldn't say that they underperform at all, but there's something about it. I mean, putting them after Taker at Mania wasn't the best idea, but I think they delivered. They delivered at Extreme Rules straight from the start. They went all 100%.
I think for me, that match was one of my biggest disappointments because I mean, at the beginning, you know, it was cool, but then towards the end, it was like the last 15 minutes or the last 10 minutes or something. It just started going flat. I was just like, it was. I think it was at the bit when Lesnar was just like his knee was giving way and he was screaming like a bitch. I was just like, dude, what did I tell you about not talking? Like,
I wasn't sure where they were going from there. That was a bit.
He's just like, my leg, my knee. It's just like, dude, man, just come on, just brush it off because you know that's kayfabe, bro. So just brush it off, innit? And just brush it off and act like the beast that you are, and just deal with him. In the end, you know, he did what he had to do. But I mean, Shugs, what was your biggest disappointment?
Mark Henry losing. Yeah. Obviously, we know we're big Mark Henry marks in Sunday Segue land. And it's just like, why is Sheamus winning? If Henry's got an injury again, and they're like taking him off TV because he wasn't on Raw or Smackdown this week. So if that's the case, then fair enough. But I just don't think it was the right move. Like Sheamus can take a defeat, you know. It wouldn't harm him. They're still gonna push him, shove him down their throats every week, even if he lost. So I think that was my biggest disappointment, Henry losing. But I'd be disappointed any time he loses.
Yeah. Do you agree with that, Ed? Is that yours too?
I would have said it, yeah, pretty much exactly the same thing. If he's injured, that's one thing. If not, sometimes I just can't see like their logic. Although, I mean, Sheamus is performing. They need to do something with Sheamus as well at the moment. But yeah, I wasn't happy with Sheamus going over it, to be honest. I think Henry should have taken it.
Yeah, definitely. Big Mac, what was your biggest disappointment about the pay-per-view?
Apart from that, I would, as much as I like him, Chris Jericho winning.
Just I forgot about that. Yeah.
Just because he's on a Raw. I mean, his momentum's gone off a bit since the post-Mania crowds, but I mean, you can't have him lose yet. I mean, Jericho, we know he doesn't need to win. He's willing to put people over. You may as well make Fandango look strong. He's Vince's new project, and they should have just run with it.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it last week about Chris Jericho, whether, you know, he's the guy to just put people over now, and whether he's happy doing that. But yeah, I forgot about that as well. It's a shame because it just, you know, it kind of just stunts his kind of growth. But
yeah.
Oh yeah. But I mean, Extreme Rules as a pay-per-view in a whole, I think last year's one was better. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was very, very surprised about Ryback and Cena, and I did like it. You know, I did like it. The only thing I didn't like about that was the fact about the grey area about who won, because, you know, Cena, he didn't get up, and Ryback got up.
Ryback got up.
Like, so, you know, obviously it's after the 10 count, but shit, Ryback got up. So, but anywho, that's our Extreme Rules discussion. And we're gonna go straight into Raw as we do. Segment 1, the Ryback promo. E2J, what did you think about the promo?
They've gone full heel on him now, aren't they? When you turn up in full streetwear like that, obviously you can't be anything other than a heel. You got some heat on the crowd, turned on the crowd a bit more this time. So yeah, they've just gone full heel with him. I didn't mind it overall, just like as watchable. The guy can talk. He's proven that he can talk. He's getting better. However much of that was like freestyle and how much was like given to him like in script, I don't know. So I can't really judge it that way. But he seems confident. He seems more confident talking now. I don't think it was bad at all. As for his character, yeah, I just he's just reminding us he's heel. Obviously going at the crowd now. It's like you got to see, you can't have anything. It's like they can't do anything too creative with the angle. To me, it seems like, oh well, you got super face. You can't just have another face and let them go at it and we be creative with like storylines. Like, nah, if you're going to get super face, you got to have like monster heel, or you got to have heel. Do you know what I mean? Like you used to have Brock Lesnar and Angle back in the day, and like you have creative like title matches where like two people are going at it. Instead, they've changed Ryback into this hill almost like overnight almost.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. There was a little bit of a, an off-key bit when he was talking about taking the people to the morgue. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like,
that was
killing fans. I was just like, yo, that's a bit too kind of like forcing the heel thing. But Big Mac, at the moment we see a different Ryback. Do you reckon it's right for his character that the fact that he's got the no more feed me more chance and he's got this new, kind of ring gear thing going on?
I don't think is great for his character. I mean, the chants were working. I mean, apart from the Daniel Bryan yes chants, I mean, feed me more. I mean, regardless of whether someone was a fan, they would do it at the end of his match, and now he's lost that. I mean, I don't really think the Ryback rules is catching on too much, and he does just look like Goldberg now. He's got the beanie hat, the leather jacket, and it's just getting more and more like that every week. I mean, like you said, the promo did spiral a bit downhill with the killing the fans, but there's no reason for his hatred for the fans. He's just gone from I'm kicking ass to just I want to kill the fans, and it's literally been between a few weeks.
Yeah. See that there in itself is perfect what you just said, because the fans didn't do jack shit to him, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's Cena he's got the beef with, and then all of a sudden he went all New Jack and started telling the fans, I'm gonna kill you and shit. Like, meet me out back, I'm gonna take you to the morgue.
Yeah, he didn't turn on them. They didn't turn on him. Sorry, he just decided one day, screw you.
Shugs, you out of this became this new gimmick match. Like, what do you think of this, another gimmick match with Cena and Ryback? Any interest to you at all, Big Shugs?
Yeah, I think the finish of the Last Man Standing match will make me more interested just to see what they do. And obviously these two, I don't think there's going to be a time where they could have a match without some type of gimmick, just because of their wrestling styles. And, I don't think Ryback's ready for just like a straight up normal one-on-one match with Cena. So they need the gimmicks in to hide any like deficiencies or, and I thought they did well. I thought they made the most out of the match. But, I thought Ryback was better. His promo was okay. Apart from how much advertising does one guy need to have on him? It was like DX. Apart from if he's going to get Ryback rules on his stonewashed denim jeans, then maybe that'll be fine. But he had the jacket, he had the t-shirt, he had the beanie, and he was just fully Rybacked up, wasn't he?
Yeah, man, he was out there ready to promote himself.
And I want to know, how did he get on top of the ambulance? That's all I was looking at. I was like, how did this big motherfucker get on top of the ambulance? Did they put a ladder, or did he jump off the ring, or did he just pull himself up? Because imagine trying to watch Ryback.
Yeah, because I didn't even see him.
No, he stood out to the back, and then they went on to a Raw, and then he was on the top. How did he get up there? That's my overriding thing from this segment. How did he get on top?
Ref gave him a footy.
Oh yeah, me. A bunk. Give me a bunk up.
We're gonna have to try and figure that out. Like, just see if we can find that shit. All right. Segment 2 is Y2J. That's Y2J, not E2J. And the Miz versus Wade Barrett and Fandango. Shugs, what did you think of the match?
I don't know. I'm obviously coming from the Extreme Rules match and Fandango's first loss. I just don't want to see him, going this way. Fair enough when he refused to wrestle, but now to run off, and I think the bit where they started dancing and didn't really care about the match, that was good. But I just don't want him. It seems like they're pushing Summer Rae more than they're pushing him. I don't want him to turn into Mark Mero, I don't want him to do Mark Mero, where his gal's getting a bigger push than him. But that's what it looks like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like Deborah and Jeff Jarrett. Like
Exactly.
Jeff Jarrett ain't going nowhere. The puppies is out, bro. Jeez. Big Mac. What do you think of Wade Barrett's new music?
Oh, I love it, man. As soon as I seen it, I messaged Ed. I was just like, oh, Wade Barrett's new music. I was feeling it, but for him to lose after getting new music, I mean, I don't mind. He's champ at the end of the day, but he's not getting a storyline and he's not getting nothing really. But the music's good. Hopefully, they have something in store for him.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's just I think on SmackDown, Shugs will probably say a little bit about this, but on SmackDown he came out looking like a boss as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Wade Barrett was just like, he came out and he was just like, oh, give it a belt, you moron! Like he just took out the guys and was just like shouting at everyone, just like, you might as well say, give me the fucking belt. Like, he was just going on, man. But Wade Barrett, I think at the moment he's just like being misguided. Don't you agree, E2J?
Yeah, I was gonna say this. Like, if he's getting put over on SmackDown, then that's good because you need to be. But I don't understand the rule. He's in the second match. You got your Intercontinental Champion, and he's the one coming off the loss. I mean, yeah, Jericho and Miz. Obviously, I'm glad you can't really give Fandango, can't really have him taking the loss in matches like this.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you doing? You got your Intercontinental Champion out there as a jobber. That shouldn't be happening.
You know, this has been happening for bloody weeks, man. Like, it's a shame. One more thing I gotta say. Jericho, Summer Rae, right? You're grabbing up Summer Rae for the second time. You know, blood. She's staring into your eyes. You know she's feeling you, fam. And then you're gonna power her off. Listen, I know you're married, yeah? So, obviously, you gotta put that to one side. But, blood, you got next man's out there. Just give the piece to Miz, innit? Or, like, just give the piece off to someone else. Like, don't just leave her there, like, hanging. You know what I'm saying? Just tease the girl. Just give it to someone else to back off, innit? Just hold on now. God damn it. But I suppose Maurice got something to say about that because she's with Miz at the moment. And you know Miz is going to town on that. So, you know, say no more. Segment 3 is Sheamus versus Titus O'Neil. And Shugs, still no Pancake Patterson.
They call me Pancake because I flatten fools. That's what I do. I flatten fools.
Where is he? Where is Pancake? We need to put put him on a milk bottle or something. Put him on the milk carton, looking for Titus. But I thought that this match was actually a good match. Obviously, he's not going to beat Sheamus. That's never going to happen. But he actually got in some offense, and he didn't, like, completely job out, It wasn't, when you see Titus O'Neil come out and Sheamus, you think, oh, this is, like, 2 minutes. But, he actually did get some back and forth, and actually JBL was bigging him up as well on commentary. JBL was, like, loving Titus. So, I thought he looked all right in the match.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think out of this E2J, they're talking about a Sheamus Orton feud, which means they have to turn one of them heel. And which one do you reckon it would be? Which one, would be best to turn heel?
I'd prefer if they turn Sheamus heel, man, because he can do that. But it depends, because the thing is, Orton's always going to be over. I think he's going to be over more so than. I mean, the kids do like Sheamus. You've got that there, but both of these guys, you can kind of put an edge on them so that they can be like heel face. They could be kind of like the Austin sort of thing. I mean, Orton's like that anyway. He's never like straight super baby face. But I don't know. I like the aggressive heel Sheamus. I do like that. I think it works like that. He doesn't necessarily need to be full heel, but I just hate him when he's like face. He's just
mini Cena, innit?
Smiling,
he's a twat. That's basically what he is. A twat. That's the only possible description.
So yeah,
I don't like
basically, it. Yeah, he needs to go heel. They need these beasts. I swear, like you're booking Lesnar like an animal, and like you got Ryback on the same show. You need to be booking fucking Ryback like that as well. Do you know what I mean? Lesnar ain't the only beast you got there. You got other beasts. You just need to start booking them like it.
Yeah. I mean, Mark Henry was carrying on like that, but now I'm hearing that his whole video package of I'm going home is him gonna turn face. Like, Mark Henry as a face right now, the big no-no for me. He needs to be a beast and carry on just flattening fools.
But I think the thing is like Mark Henry, I don't think they would change his character, but like people were cheering him. You know, I don't think they would actually do maybe a few subtle changes, but I think he'd just be acting the same way he's always been acting, and people have been cheering him. Like when he pulled the trucks, people were just like marking out, you know?
If that's the case, then I'm all for that. I don't mind, as long as he doesn't change his kind of beast mode. If everyone, you know, if he comes out and everyone just starts singing, somebody's gonna get their ass kicked, and just loving that shit, that's what I'm talking. Like, that is what I'm talking about. Big Mac, I don't know if you saw, but hey, Titus O'Neil got ghetto and bust an F-bomb. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did actually. I think he may have got caught up in the moment. He was getting a match longer than 5 minutes on Raw, so I don't know if anything will come for it. I'm sure they understand things like that just happen. It's not like it's on a promo, but yeah, I think he needs to be careful. We know what happened to his manager, Abraham Washington. He didn't last long after making some comments, but.
True. I think the worst thing about this situation is the fact he looked directly into the hot camera and went,
"Yeah,
you think he tough? You think he tough? You think he fucking tough?" I was just like, "Yo, who you talking to? You talking to us in TV now? You talking to Darren Young? Like, what? What's going on?"
Took him aside and probably had a word with him after.
Oh shit. Okay, segment 4. Heyman and Kurt Axel. E2J, how did you feel about this segment? How did you feel about the new client, Mr. AKA Michael McGillicuddy, Mr. AKA Joe Henning, Mr. AKA Curtis, or Kurt, or whatever you want to call him, Axel?
Yeah, I like the guy. I've been waiting for this, so like I'm just happy to see him getting thrust into the spotlight. Triple H supposedly behind it. That's good. Obviously, he comes out and he kind of belittles him. So obviously, I was looking forward to the match later on. Because of that, I wanted to see him kind of snap. But yeah, I'm just glad that they've done something with him. They've repackaged him. I'm glad. Like, I'm happy, to be honest, that he's getting that push. He's doing that. This is a guy that obviously pretty much trained with The Rock to get him ring ready for like WrestleMania and stuff. So. He can go. I'm not sure how good he is on the mic still. I don't know if he's improved much, but he needs to be in there. And he needs to be doing that. Modified perfect plex.
I'm telling you now, I completely marked out when I heard the tune. I was like, Jim Johnston, you absolute G. You just put a little
subtle
mini kind of subtle dubstep kind of thing to it. I was like, yo, what's going on? Is Jim Johnston turning ghetto now? Is he getting with the times? Like, what's going on? Like, I just heard the beat. I was like, nah, this is it. Mr. Perfect, new school. There you go. Like, it was just nice. I like the way it come in. And as soon as I heard the music, I was like, he's coming out. He's definitely. It has to be him. Like, Big Mac, can Curtis Axel make it?
I think he can. They just need to stick with him. I mean, Heyman kind of explained it in the promo. They're gonna boo him at the start. They always do. They're not stupid. They know it's McGillicuddy. A lot of people do, but to stick with it. He might not get the reactions they want, but he's got Heyman by his side, and that could only be a good thing for Europe, to be honest.
Yeah. Shugs, could Heyman pick someone better? Could he have picked someone better to be his new client?
Well, I suppose he could have picked someone more relevant, or someone out of the roster, like people were saying, like Wade Barrett and stuff like that. But I think that, I think it's a good pick. You pick someone who he hasn't been on TV jobbing every week. He's just not been around, so people can forget about him. People have forgot about him, so it's a good way of giving him a push, or giving him that, like a fresh start, clean slate. Like we say they need to do with a lot of people who are good wrestlers, like say Jinder. They need to dash his turban in the bin and just let him just be a wrestler rather than the foreign heel. Do you know what I mean? And I think the same's happening with him. He's grown his beard. He's had a little trim. Comes out, and I thought he was all right. The best thing is though that obviously like Triple H is in charge, so he's deciding we're going to give this guy a push. He's a good wrestler, and then comes out and buries him straight away. It's like you can't help it. Can't help being just a ball bag every single week when he comes out.
Listen, Triple H, yeah? I have something for you later, but I got something for you now that Sugar said that. Listen, fam, you are the guy that is got this run for Michael McGillicuddy, Curtis Axel, yeah? But yet you bring him out there and you make him look like an absolute pum. What the hell are you doing? Are we now meant to believe that this guy is going to be something big? The fact that you come out and slap him in his chops like he weren't nothing. Like, if he had got back up, right, and just like stood face to face with you looking like a G, then I would have said, yeah, okay. But instead, you bitch slapped him, right? You bitch slapped him. And not only that, I'll get into it later when you guys have the match. But you go, you fucking take over the match. And he didn't beat you to make you look how you looked at the end. What kind of bullshit is that? And you're trying to make us believe that he's going to be something. That's not, I don't think that's the way you do it. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I just don't think that's the way you do it. I was going to mention someone you bring through.
I was going to wait till obviously you got to segment 10, but I was thinking exactly the same thing. It's like what you're doing. You pushing this guy into the spotlight. You're going to try and make a star. Or you're going to try and bury him.
Just like, come on,
frustrating.
Man. Yeah. Jeez. Anyway, we'll probably get more onto that later. Segment 5. Alberto Del Rio versus Big E Langston. What did you think of the match, Big Mac?
It was pretty decent matchup for both of them, really. I didn't see the result happening. Classic heel play. Do you know what I mean? A bit of a distraction. Steals the foreign object, throws it in. But little eye rake from Big E, and surprised to see him get the win. But it's good for him. They can't have him lose clean, even to someone like Del Rio. So just be interesting to see where it goes from here. To be honest.
I mean, that's my next question, Shugs. Like, what did you think of Big E going over? Was that the right move at this moment in time with Del Rio actually being the number one contender and all that?
Well, I just think since the Ziggler injury, I don't think they've really got the plans, because obviously a concussion is like a day-to-day thing. He's got to wait and he's got to pass the test. It's not as if he's like injured his shoulder, injured his ankle, or done his ribs or something, and they're like, a month and you're back. They don't know. There's no time scale. So they don't know how they need to keep these little angles in between going. So are they going to push Swagger, because Swagger's going to fight with him when he comes back, and like they're going to talk about Swagger's the one who put him on the shelf? Are they going to strip him of the title? Does he need to give it up? Are there going to be an interim title? Is Del Rio going over? They don't know, because there's no time frame. So I think they're just trying to keep it in a holding pattern until they know any more about Ziggler. So I don't think they know what they're doing, really.
So, well, that was kind of going to be like my next question to E2J. Like, with Payback coming up, like, what's going to happen? We have, Ziggler out. Will he be back in time? We have Del Rio. We don't know what he's going to be doing. Swagger looks like, he lost the number one contender match. So where does he go from here? And then Big E. Like, they seem like it's like in some kind of four-way circle thing going on. So, I mean, with Payback coming up, what do you reckon happens, E2J?
I don't know. I don't know if I can go Mystic Meg on this one, but I think booking-wise, I think rather than, it's almost like you can tell that they're panicking. You can tell with the booking and stuff, like the writers. But then again, they could just be playing like they don't know what they're doing. I think, especially with Ziggler being out, you need to play something. You need to play an angle with a bit of drama, like, you don't know who's getting the shot this week or who's getting the shot next week. There's constantly people scrambling for it. Constantly people trying to get that thing. The only thing I can say positive about it, like the main thing, is that I'm happy that Big E's getting that win. Obviously, it shocked me. I liked it. Obviously, it adds a bit of fire to the pot, because obviously you got a couple. We said a couple of weeks ago when Ziggler was backstage looking at his title and AJ come along, and then obviously the camera panned out to, you seen Big E just stood there, and they told him to like bugger off. They was like, oh, whatever it is, get out of here. So obviously they've introduced little cracks maybe, or like potential cracks to the group so that they can split, so that Big E could maybe go for the title or something. So yeah, I'm just looking, if they do it that way, I hope they do it right. And yeah, just hopefully they got their head screwed on and they can book it a decent way to make it look strong, because this is the world champ. So
yeah, fingers crossed indeed. Next we went to segment 6, which was AJ versus Layla. E2J, what did you think of this match?
Wasn't really much, to be honest. It was a little show, and I think it was just to remind people that she's got this new move, the Black Widow. Yeah, it was kind of a filler. It wasn't really anything. It wasn't long enough to give it like anything. It was, yeah, in-ring work between them was okay, but it was what it was. It's just ended with AJ getting in the submission. So
yeah, I mean, we saw Layla do a botch net breaker. Like, I as soon as I saw that, I just started fast forwarding it, because I was just like, Layla, really, you're meant to be there for ages. Like, you know, what's going on with the botch net breaker, man? Like, you know when to jump. Just, you know, jeez. Big Mac, when can we actually take the Diva seriously? When would that happen? What would need to happen for us to actually take it seriously?
I don't know. I mean, a decent storyline would help. I mean, they've got this little hatred thing going on with AJ and Caitlyn. It's been going on for a while, but you don't see enough of it. They need some more wrestlers. I mean, half of the Divas,
get Beth Phoenix back.
Half of them ain't wrestlers. They got the Bellas. I mean, they do their thing. They've got their purpose, but they ain't great in the ring. They need to bring some of these NXT ones through. People talking about Paige, whatever her name is. Don't think she's old enough yet, but there's a bit of a hype on her.
If you're good enough, you're old enough, bro.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm the biggest Paige mark, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they need to get them to the main roster. Give them at least 5 minutes in a match. You know what I mean? How often do they prance around and it ends in a quick roll up after 20 seconds? I even blinked and it's over. I mean,
yeah, true. Okay. After the disappointment of the Divas, we went to segment 7, which was Cody Rhodes versus Zack Ryder. Big man Shugs, was there any point in this match? And did this match seem a bit flat to you?
Well, yeah, because obviously the match was only there to bring out Ryback. You know, it wasn't there to push Cody Rhodes, or it wasn't there to, definitely wasn't there to help Ryder, because he just got another beatdown for another week, And I just think that, I suppose they could have put anyone in. I don't think, if they were just going to bury Ryder, then why put Cody Rhodes in there? Mm-hmm. Because you already forget that Cody Rhodes, where there was a match, all you remember is Ryback beat down Ryder and put him in the ambulance. And who did he fight? Oh yeah, it was Cody Rhodes. So it could have been anyone, You could have put anyone in there to waste the time and then have Ryback come in and chuck Ryder in the ambulance. But I just think that, yeah, they could have just put on 2 jobbers, or they could have brought out 3 MB and beat them down and put Jinder in the ambulance and drove it off a cliff.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Like, you had Cody out there, and don't even forget, Ryder already just lost to Cody, and Nani got freaked up. It's just like, Ryder's just getting buried. Like, E2J, like, with no Cena, did Ryback need to come out again?
They could have given. I think they needed to give him something else, but I just don't think they booked that right at all with him coming out, because, like Shug said, why was Cody Rhodes even in there? Like, you forget, like, he's just had a match. The match wasn't even that bad. They were going in there, they did what they could. At least Ryder got used. I mean, he got to show off a bit. Cody Rhodes takes the win at the end. Disaster kick off the ropes. But you forget that. Then you got Ryback coming out and destroying, and it's done nothing for Zack Ryder or Cody Rhodes. And then you got like Lesnar, like in previous weeks again, comes out and absolutely destroys 3MB and makes you just like, I popped for that. I was like, man, I would hate it to be at ringside and have this guy chasing me, hunting me down. But yeah, then you get Ryback coming out and he's just picking on Zack Ryder. And what happened to him lifting up 2 people at once and doing stuff, and him being this beast? It's just he's gone like hill, and you just he's lost something. He's lost that edge. Do you know what I mean? They forgot that they've got like other monsters apart from Brock Lesnar that they can actually build like that. Do you know what I mean?
It's like they're watering him down to be like this mini beast, mini pum, just, you know, oh, I'm a beast until Cena comes and I'll run like a bitch, like kind of thing. But Big Mac, like recently they've brought in a new head writer, and then last week they sacked him. He's been there for 3 months, and then they sacked him. Like, is this why we've been seeing random storylines that don't add up and stuff? Because obviously the guy didn't come from a wrestling background. He came from a soap, writing background. Okay, yeah. But do you think that's why we keep seeing like random stuff happening?
Yeah, it doesn't help for sure. I mean, they focus so much on Brock, Triple H, on Taker Punk, and the whole Cena Rock. They've just completely forgot about everything else storyline wise, and it chop and changes each week. I mean, we've seen R-Truth beat Wade Barrett and then Cesaro back to back clean from nowhere, and then this week he's losing a poll, which happens later on. I mean, it's like they push him and then throw him to the side the week after. I mean, it's happening too often with the mid card guys, really.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's like what I put on the article that I wrote about Ryback. Is he a victim of a failed push because of people's injuries? Because now you have, he was at one point getting the push because obviously of people's injuries, and now Triple H and Brock Lesnar are covering. It's like that's all they're trying to push, and they're just forgetting fully about Ryback's push. So, yeah, it's a bit weird at the moment in the E. Segment 8, we saw the Shield versus Kofi and Hell No.
Believe in the Shield. Believe in the Shield!
Oh, Shugs, wasn't this another great match with the Shield in it?
Yeah, I just think, especially obviously, I think Kofi's been working well with the Shield, and we've already seen like some good matches with Hell No and the Shield, and I just think that it's like they've got good chemistry, especially like Kane, Daniel Bryan, and all 3 members of the Shield, and then obviously Kofi and Ambrose have been having some good matches, some good back and forth matches. So I just think it's like a good fit. They all complement each other. They all got different positives and negatives, and I just think out of this angle, Daniel Bryan's just coming out, and he's just so hot. Every time he gets in the ring, the crowd are just marking out, and they're just in there with him, like, He sells everything, and like when he's on the offense, they're like cheering his every move, and he's just like, I think the best thing if Hell No break up, it'll be for Daniel Bryan. They're always looking for something to do with Kane, but then I think if they break up and then Daniel Bryan going forward is just gonna, he needs to be back in that title picture as a face. If Ziggler's gonna be out long term, then Daniel Bryan needs to go back in.
Yeah, and they need to do this shit hard because this guy is already over. He's in the tag team division, but yet as soon as he steps out, as soon as you hear his tune, as soon as he steps out, everyone's just like, yes, yes, yes. As soon as he lands a kick, everyone's just like, yeah, yeah, just going crazy, Big Mac, did you think it was a good promo before the match by the Shield?
Yeah, it's fine. They're getting better and better. We know what to expect from them. It's just the content doesn't change too much week to week from the Shield, but it's impressive. They're here to stay. They've got the titles now, and I don't think it's going to change for a while. That's for sure.
Well, that's kind of goes into my next question for E2J. Can the Shield bring power back to the titles?
I think they've just done that, man. I think they've just done it because, like I said, I marked out when they won it. I think it's been needed. They need to hold these titles for a while. I just think with titles and obviously credibility to them, I think you need to keep the booking structured like people are actually going for these titles. If it's random all the time, it's like there's no structure to it. It's like, well, who's actually in this business like to go for your title? It's just random. Do you know what I mean? But the Shield having them, it's like, look, you want the US title, you got to go through the Shield. You want the tag titles, you got to go through the Shield. They've obviously already left the path of destruction. What they've been doing already, they've made their mark. I think now it's just can only get better with the Shield. I don't know how you can not like the Shield. How you can not like the Shield? They're just too good.
Yeah, they're becoming this big thing that everyone, you're seeing on Twitter every now and again, hashtag believe in the Shield, and they're going from strength to strength, and they're becoming almost like, they're not becoming like the NWO, but I mean, they're getting that kind of backing in a way by the fans, they're heels, but they just love them because they're going out, they're doing really good stuff together as a whole, and they're doing stuff together individually. And they're going through the top guys. They're power bombing the top guys. Like, there's a string of guys like Undertaker. That was the one. The Undertaker was the one that just, I think, put everyone like over real big. But Undertaker, Rock, Orton, Sheamus, like all the big guys, Cena, time and time just getting dealt with. So it's a good balance at the moment for them. Leads into segment 9, which is Orton versus Swagger. E2J, what did you think of the match, my friend?
RKO out of nowhere. Wasn't a bad match. Just, I think, maybe a bit longer with these guys. And yeah, like, I don't know, I'm stuck with Orton, do you know what I mean? Like, with the whole Big Show Orton thing, it's like, I like him. I do like him as a wrestler. I just want to see him going somewhere. And Swagger kind of needed more to do with Del Rio. Like something. I mean, I know he's in that sort of thing, but I like Swagger. I like both these guys. I think they might have even needed their own little matches to get them both over. They're both top guys. I do kind of hate it each week when you get these guys just pitted against each other. It's like, oh, one of them's got to lose. So one guy's going to get hurt this week. And not necessarily get hurt, do you know what I mean? But like someone's obviously, they're going with someone each week rather than securing everyone, making everyone safe. Yeah. And giving everyone some direction as a character and then pushing them. I mean, obviously, yeah, you've got to have someone lose, but there's plenty of people that they can have lose out there rather than two guys that I think these two guys overall, they got the look. They're world champion class wrestlers, so they need to be they need to be putting over these belts and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Big Mac, like, where does Swagger go from here? He lost the number 1 contenders match, then he loses to Orton. Like, where can he go from here?
See, Swagger, I'm not. Swagger's the one I can't really call anything on him for now, to be honest. I mean, I would have liked to see him maybe win at Extreme Rules. I thought that. I mean, I actually predicted before. I thought, Ricardo should throw in the towel. I mean, they went that way, but obviously they've done the NBA playoff style referee's decision. But I honestly can't see where he can go from here. I can't see another face that he can use, that Zeb Coulter can use his words of wisdom on. I can't see. I mean, the US title is at the Shield. I can't see Swagger, the real American, going for that against the heels at the Shield. I can't see anything for him, to be honest.
And spoiler alert, he lost tap date to Daniel Bryan on Smackdown.
Jeez.
So that's even worse,
Yeah. Well, let me come. Sorry, carry on.
No, I was saying he might be finally getting that punishment for driving under the influence. So I think.
Yeah, he got a bit too high.
Yeah.
Shugs, how can Orton get back to his best? Because right now he seems like this kind of, he's still over, but he just seems like so predictable, same old, the whole robotic thing about him. It's just like, how can we get back to the Orton at his best when he was like against Triple H and Triple H come to his yard and dealt with him and all them kind of stuff?
Well, I just think like Randy Orton is his own worst enemy, He just seems like one of these people who he doesn't really give a fuck. You know, even from the way he carries himself, you can just see that he's not really bothered, and he thinks he should be pushed, but you know, he doesn't really. It doesn't look like he's working hard to get there. You know, and then it's only when he gets pissed off when he starts, you know, like doing something. But he was over obviously because he's in his hometown, St. Louis, for Extreme Rules, so he was like over big time. And I thought he had a decent match with the Big Show. But I just think the storyline just needs to get to the right place where Orton is more relevant. Because he comes out and they always say, you know, he's the 10-time world champion and he's the Viper and he's this and that. And because he is that, he's not a heel and he's not a face. You know, he is just, he's just a tweener. He's right there in the middle. Because he does bad things and he cheers, and he does good things and he gets cheered. You know, he doesn't really get booed. If he kicks someone in the head, he's not going to turn heel. You know?
Yeah.
If he RKOs someone through the table, he's not going to turn heel. If he went and attacked John Cena, he would get cheered. So how do you turn Orton heel? People are like, oh yeah, he needs to be heel again. How are they going to turn Orton heel? And maybe they don't know, so they're just carrying on with him. He doesn't work as a face, really. But how do you turn Randy Orton heel? Your head writer, Kinney. You're Arder Cal, so you tell me, how do we turn Randy Orton heel?
Well, he needs to take out someone that, you know, the crowd love, you know, in terms of a top baby face. So
Cena's the top baby face, and if he beat down Cena, no one cares.
He would get a pop though. He would get a pop from that.
That would make him a super face. If he beat down Cena, he would be the biggest face in the company.
True.
So then what about? But then who does he go for? Does he? Exactly. You know, they obviously go into Sheamus. Like
that'd be
Sheamus is currently.
Pop. They'd be like, he beat up that dick. Thank God. We're so glad you beat up Sheamus.
He needs to do what they need to do. What they always do. Go to the go-to guy. Pull Hornswoggle from under the ring and dash him through the table. That shit always happens. Like everyone always boos when Hornswoggle gets dealt with.
To make Orton face, you'd have to make him heel. You'd have to turn him face. I think you'd have to make him Cena mold because that's what everyone hates these days in wrestling. I think that the whole face and heel gimmick is kind of just it's kind of flipped because you've got. You haven't just got one audience. You've got an audience that's got so many split views. You've got the younger generation. You've got the Attitude Era generation. You've got the older generation. It's totally flipped on its head now. It depends. Like, do you know what I mean? Can you imagine kids doing a podcast, like school kids doing a podcast about Cena and stuff, and them talking like the heels? Oh, I hate these guys. And then they'd be putting over Cena and people like that. Like how sick they are. Do you know what I mean? It's all flipped nowadays.
Yeah, just true. That's true. So you raised an interesting question there, Shugs. So people out there, please email us what tweet us your suggestions on how do they turn Randy Orton heel? Because that may make him a bit interesting. But how do they do it? We move on from that. We go to the last segment of Raw, which is segment 10, which is Triple H versus Curtis Axel. Big Mac, what did you think of the end angle?
The end, it was alright. I mean, it surprised me. I didn't stay up for the match. I caught it the next day, so I was a bit surprised. I couldn't have seen Axel getting the clean win or anything, not after the battle he went through. But it was cool that they're playing on the concussion. It's contradicting a bit with the whole Ziggler thing, because we know legit concussion, you're off, you're not wrestling. I mean, Triple H is coming out, he's forcing his way into a match with a clear concussion. So I don't know where they're going with that. But I think whatever comes from it, it doesn't seem like Curtis Axel's going to be involved. It seems like another Brock Lesnar match coming up, I think. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to go and ask Shugs next. Like, will this lead into another match with Brock Lesnar, or will this lead to something, a different angle, something else, something more behind the scenes, maybe something to do with, Vince and Stephanie, or something saying to Triple H, you need to kind of slow your roll and stay backstage?
Yeah, I think so, because they've just donated all this money, haven't they, to this concussion research clinic. there was one like set up by one of these ex-wrestlers who had to retire. So I just think that's going to be the angle. I think there's going to be a storyline where they're trying to tell him to stop wrestling and to come out the ring, and then he shouldn't do it, and maybe he's going to say one more match, but he's lost, best out of 3, he's lost 2-1 to Brock Lesnar, so maybe it'll be someone else, but I think maybe it's just going to be maybe just a non-wrestling storyline where they're saying to him, you need to stop, you've done your bit, you're a future Hall of Famer, you just need to, you got a family, you got your kids, blah, 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 and stop. But it's just, I think it's just sloppy storylines again, because Extreme Rules, you've got Randy Orton bringing out the KO punt, where he's kicking Big Show in the head to keep him down, something that's put people out with concussions before. Then you've got somebody who's got a real concussion, who they don't know when he's coming back. And then you've got Triple H, who is acting out this concussion storyline, and he's being affected by the sledgehammer blow to the head, and he's like passing out. So it's just like, make up your mind what you're going to do.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, because it's right now, we're at a spot where Triple H, we don't need you wrestling anymore. It's nice to have you every now and again, say like an Undertaker every WrestleMania or something, but when he does finally, stop or whatever, does he need to put someone over and don't go out winning? Does he actually need to just put someone over? Because as far as I'm concerned, he should have put Curtis Axel over, and it wouldn't have affected him, because he could have used this concussion thing, like, he lost because he had a concussion. What they should have done is made, in the ring when Triple H was, kind of going down on one knee and stuff, when Triple H started doing that, they should have made Curtis Axel go and do his running, swinging neck thing, and then make him win then.
Yeah.
And just stop it there, and then have the fucking trainers come out and just see if Triple H is all right. Because then you could have said, yeah, he didn't beat him clean. Michael Cole could have said, oh, he was affected by the concussion, blah, blah, blah. But instead, he doesn't make, you don't see Curtis Axel for a good 10 minutes. When he goes out, when Triple H goes out the ring, you don't see Curtis Axel for 10 minutes. No camera. You don't even know where Curtis Axel is gone. For all you know, he could be still in the ring. We don't know where he's gone. He could have gone under the ring with Hornswoggle. Who knows? But,
little man's court.
Yeah.
But we don't know what's going on. And it just, again, it's all about Triple H. And I'm tired of it. Like, it's always about this guy. Like, you're not wrestling regularly anymore. We know you're married into the family. We know you're going to eventually take it over. And when you do take it over, you're going to be that on-screen guy like Mr. McMahon. But so we don't need you on TV. You don't need to be about you. You need to be putting guys over. And as far as I'm concerned, you're doing it in some sense, but you're not doing it properly. Like, you're not doing it properly, man. E2J, how did you rate Raw?
I'm split still, but I'm just going to try and be more positive on this episode, because usually I'm negative. I'm too I criticize it too much, but overall they're doing things right. There's a couple of things that they're doing right with this Shield, with obviously certain angles that they pulled off at Extreme Rules, and the Team Hell No Kofi match against the Shield, that was pay-per-view quality on Raw. That made up for it. That put me in a good mood. Watching that match kind of overall tilted me towards it being a good Raw. Each Raw needs a pay-per-view quality match like that. Each Raw, regardless of the storyline. I mean, if you flop on the storyline that episode, that week, and you got a match like that, it's going to boost it up anyways. If you've got a pay-per-view match of that caliber going on Raw, where you can actually, you can invest people, get their attention into that storyline of what's going on, which is what they're doing with the Shield. If you can do that with, it don't have to be the Shield each week. You can have smaller angles, you can have smaller matches. Like when Cena had that match with Mark Henry, and it was like 2 minutes, and Henry didn't even get back in the ring. Silly shit like that. You can make up for it if you have a decent pay-per-view quality match. So overall, I liked it. Like you said, I think Curtis Axel should have gone over. You needed two arguments for each side of it. You need Triple H being able to say, well, I was concussed, you didn't beat me, and you want Axel to say, look, you challenged me to a match, you said I'm in a match with you, and I dealt with you. And then you got the fans who like him and the fans who don't like him. They both got their argument, their valid argument for obviously, look, Triple H, look, nah, Curtis Axel, You jumped me. I had a concussion. I want healthy. So you didn't beat me. You add fire to the story. You mix it up a bit. But like you said, Curtis Axel, what happened to him? You put him over or not? It's like, I liked it overall, but there's things they still need to just get sorted. Who's gonna remember Curtis Axel this week? That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Well, hopefully they sort it out. Hopefully, Monday we get to see something different. So guys, that's the end of Raw. And right now, we're going to go into SmackDown in 60 seconds. Roll with it, Shugs.
Okay, so SmackDown in 60 seconds. Start with Miz TV. I've got in my notes, fuck off Miz. What is he doing? What is he doing? And then he comes out and he says, I've got the new Fruity Pebbles, bag of Skittles. This is what he calls Fandango, bag of Skittles. And the crowd chanted, I hate Miz. I used to like him, I'm starting to hate him. Barrett comes out, new tune is decent, fights the Miz, IC title match. Fandango interferes, Barrett retains, and then he gives him the Barrett Barrage or the Bull Hammer or whatever the elbow is called this week. Next is Hell No backstage, and Daniel Bryan is just going crazy, talking to himself. I'm not the weakest link. So he's channeling Ann Robinson. I am not the weakest link. Okay, Bryan versus Swagger, and Bryan is just pissed and he's going in, super aggressive, just dealing with Swagger. Puts him into the no lock and he taps out. Kane comes out, the referees take him off. He goes back into the no lock and he's just choking the hell out of Swagger, which is good. Damien Sandow comes out and he's doing a knot and tying contest, which is great, and he's dissing Matt Striker, and then the biggest ball bag on TV comes out, Sheamus, and gets mugged off by Sandow, so it's great. I wouldn't mind an angle with these two if it works for Sandow. Big Show versus Jericho. Why are these two fighting? Why have they got beef? And we get a code break outside and a count out win for Jericho. McGillicuddy and Heyman, I'm not calling him Axel, Foley, or whatever his name is, so he's McGillicuddy to me, alright? And I've just written bore off. So we come back from break, and they're already into the match, McGillicuddy versus Sin Cara. Where did Sin Cara come from? I'm sure I saw him working in that burrito shop in Bristol the other day. I had some pulled pork, it was decent, but that's as close as I want to get to Sin Cara. Kofi versus Ambrose. The Shield leave him in the ring, he fights, the Shield come out, then Sheamus and Randy Orton come out for the rescue, and then it's the Mac Militant triple threat tag team match players, and the Pack of Wolves win. I think that one of the Shield got injured, but we still get a spear, and we still get Ambrose finisher, whatever it's called. Shield win, titles in the ring, and Fade to Black.
I wonder who got injured. Was it Roman Reigns got injured?
Yeah, I think he twisted his ankle or something, and he was limping, but he still managed to deliver the Shield. I don't think they didn't throw up an X or anything, but he was on the outside. But they can edit SmackDown, can they? So you can't see how much attention he got or what happened. But he was down for a while, and then he was visibly limping at the end.
I always look out for that. When people get messed up, I always look for the X, where's the ref? Where's the ref?
Yeah, especially on a pay-per-view or on Raw. I remember the time that Randy Orton fell off the top turnbuckle and busted his shoulder, and he was just bust, and they were just the X went straight up. Or when Wade Barrett dislocated his elbow, that was horrible, and he was just just in a mess on the floor, and it went straight up the X.
No, that's the thing, man. I wonder if they had the X that time. I don't know if anyone saw that time when I think there was a Diva Battle Royal. Trish Stratus got dashed out the ring and her teeth bust out. I don't know. I don't know if anyone saw that, but they needed an X for them.
Who was the one who broke her ankle in the Divas match and she tried to carry on?
Was it Mickie James?
Someone, and it was
might have been.
It's just horrible, and it's just she's just trying to wrestle on this broken ankle, and I'm just girl, just.
I'm sure it was Mickie James.
Could have been, or it could have been Eve Torres.
Yeah, it could have been. Just working on broken ankles. That's not good. All right, well, guys, we're getting ready for the best segment of all, and you know why? Because you're about to get stunned with Sugs Stunners.
Okay, so I'm gonna get him in the right order this week. So my jobber of the week, E2J spoke about it early on, and my jobber is gonna be Layla. You know, she's a former Divas champ. We don't see her on TV much, and then she just comes out just to be put in an octopus and tap out on AJ's batty. Just tapping the batty and just grabbing it, just like I'm just like, put me in that octopus. If I get the tap out on the batty, I'm there. Like, you can stretch me as much as you want. Okay, and the move of the week is a double AJ. We're going for the Black Widow, the octopus stretch, because she's just getting it locked in and she's just working it, and she's on that arm and she's just like yanking it, yank, you know, and you know you'd be tapping if you were in that. And then my wrestler of the week, who's going to be the wrestler of the week? Do you know what? I'm going to go for Randy Orton. We spoke about him this week. I thought he looked good in Extreme Rules, and he was looked good on Raw, and he was there again on SmackDown. So I'm going to big up Randy.
Big up Randy.
Big up Randy. One love.
One love, Randy. Jeez. Okay. Well, that's the end of the podcast, guys. You know, as always, I got to, you know, thank the guys. But before then, I just wanted to say to Shugs, what was the predictions for the Extreme Rules? How did it
I know you're going to come back to this. These begs, this straight begs out here. All right. So before we go into predictions, want to give a shout out to some of our Twitter followers who came in with their predictions as well. So we got at Wannabe Usher, at Lewis Hatton 23, at DartsFan65, big up Sam Davies, top fan, at Saido Hack, at Jason89, he's already had some love, so that's 2 bits of love, and at my big man, Rooster, aka Branstano, we're going to have him on there. So they came up with their predictions, but as far as the Sunday Segue guys go, and our guest last week, Sierra, it's another win for the one man, no Twitter fan, Kenny Killer. He got 8 out of 9 matches right.
Boom!
Closely followed by Shugs, the Gallem Sugar, with 7. And in 3rd place, so not last this week, was E2J with 6. And then Ciara got 4.
Oh, jeez.
So
that's what I'm talking about.
One wrong, Kenny. You only went, I think it's just you were following your heart and not your head. And you went with Mark Henry, and he lost.
Yeah. Yeah. But you see, the Jericho one screwed you lot over, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I knew he was going to say about this.
But yeah, you know, one love. Say. Yeah, I mean, the Twitter followers, I got to big you up as well because we're getting more now. I think we're at 31 at the moment. You know, so thanks to everyone who's, you know, supporting us and stuff. So yeah, just keep it going, people. Got to say thanks to the hashtag tech guy. You know who he is. It's the Mr. Shugs. Got him, Sugar. Bless up, bless.
You know what it is, you know? It's what I do. I'm the Mark Henry of the podcast editing world. That's what I do.
You need to start brushing off some of them skills to us because when you go to Florida, player, we're gonna have to do them things.
I've got you someone already. Jason, he's there, mate.
Oh,
he's there.
Jason's doing it.
He's made his own PC. He's ready, mate. He's on deck. He's ready. He's the next.
Now, Clarkson, you're getting in, blood. You're getting in. I'm gonna chat to you later, fam. You know, also, these mans, they woke up late just like the rest of us, but they still made it. They still made it just like the rest of us.
Brother,
they watched UFC. They watched UFC. They went on sick, watched UFC. They said they were going to stay up. They managed to stay up, got to 7 o'clock. They went to sleep, player. They went to sleep, but they got back up and they made it here because they're a G. That's right, because they're G's.
Sunday Segue,
because
they're G.
Sunday Segue. They're feeding the love. They get up same way.
Always.
E2J, big up. Human highlight reel. And obviously, our special guest, like I said, you better figure that there ain't nothing bigger than the Big Mac himself.
Safe, man.
Yeah, Big Mac, safe for coming on. You know, this won't be the last time. Definitely won't be the last time. We're going to have you on again when you're available, my friend. next week, we're going to have the Beat the Clock trivia return. It's the first Sunday of the month, which means this Kinney Killer versus Shugs. E2J pulling up the questions. He's going to get his own back on me, and I know my ass is going to get tanned up.
I'm feeling like Bret Hart in Montreal. I know that I'm going to get screwed. Like, you two are going to be, like, texting each other all week. I got this question, this one. I didn't know anything about it, Shugs. I didn't know anything about it.
Hey, E2J, you know Shugs is calling us the Kevin Hall, the Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. He's calling us the clip, bro. He's saying where the clip.
There's going to be some hard questions, put it that way. There's going to be some... I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm just going to get some juicy questions, man. For both of you. I'm not going to be biased on this. It's just going to be good questions. So...
Yeah. Sure, because I'm going to get screwed, my friend. I'm telling you, because he wants his own back on me because he lost the last time.
I'm just mad at myself, man. I got to take it out on someone.
So, yeah, guys, next week you've got to look forward to that. So, please follow us on Twitter, like I said. That's at Sunday Segue. Email us, sundaysegue@gmail.com. Look on our blog. Also, listen to our old episodes on YouTube, iTunes, Podomatic, and the Great Double Twist Player. Guys, I'm going to end it as always. This time, in the words of Jake the Snake Roberts, I'm going to do my best to do this. A man has only 5 senses, but a snake, he has 6. And we always do it better in the dark. Trust me. There you go, players. Peace out. See you next week.
Boom. Peace out, homies.